With that said, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to move on to one of our final components of the pageant, and that is the question and answer component. Now, this component obviously is very important, for this is going to be the first time that you guys are going to get to know a little bit more about what our lovely ladies think, how they speak, and how they answer our questions. So let's see, I'm told that I have a box here. Yes, here we go. This is our box of questions. They have numbers on them, and I have corresponding questions to each one of these numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass this around, and each lady will each pick one number. Don't look at it yet. We'll look at it when it's your turn. Natasha, in pink. Stephanie, here you go. I hope that doesn't hurt. Does that hurt a little bit? It's kind of a small box. Great, Jane. Kathleen.
I love you, Jane.
Don't we all? There you go, Stephanie. Is that your family or just a fan group? There you go, Jessica. And that means that you'll have the remaining question from our answers, okay? Thanks, Ella. All right, let's get this started. Are you guys ready? We'll get to the Lakers in a second, okay? All right, fine, your 2009 NBA champions, the Los Angeles Lakers. And I won the bets. All right, let's get started with contestant number 1, Stephanie Blanks. How are you doing, Stephanie?
I'm fine, thank you.
You have anything you want to say to your many fans out there?
I love you guys, thank you.
All right. Now, Stephanie, a little pressure, right? The first question out, and you'll do fine. Question for you, Stephanie. Let's see your number. No, the number, yeah. I have to know what question to ask. 5. Okay. If you become the 2009 America's Celestial Beauty, how would you use your title to build a greener environment for us all?
If I were to become 2009 Celestial Beauties, there are many ways that I could instill a greener society. All I could start by is by setting an example to my peers. I can take reusable lunchboxes to school instead of disposable ones. In my home, I can use energy-efficient appliances as well as water-conserving things. I can also follow my neighborhood recycling program. I can have companies do programs where they recycle old things as reusable cell phones and stuff like that.
Thank you, Stephanie Blanks. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie Blanks, one more time. You guys are loud. All right, moving on. Moving on to contestant number 2, Stephanie Abuela. Let's see what number you picked. Stephanie picked number 6. Here's your question, Stephanie. In the micro perspective, how can one person effect a big environmental change in their community?
I believe that each and every individual can make a huge difference in this world, especially on an environmental perspective, such as global warming, which is a huge issue we face today. And we as people can do the little things that a lot of people take for granted, such as carpooling, so that we can not only save gas, but also reduce the carbon emissions into the atmosphere, reducing the effect of global warming. And we can also use energy-efficient appliances, such as Stephanie stated, or do many other things that can help our environment. And those little actions that we take really do make a difference in this world. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 2, Stephanie Abehuela. Moving on. Great answers. Judges, I do not envy your responsibilities tonight. These are difficult decisions. So let's move on to our contestant number 3, judges, Jessica Lubeck. Join me in the center of the stage. Let's see, what number did you pick? Jessica picked question number 1. Here's your question. Many people have likened our ecosystem, or the balance in our ecosystem, to balancing a garden, for example. If you could give us a brief explanation of what exactly the ecosystem is, using the metaphor of building a garden, if you would like to.
Okay. Well, the 4 things that you can do is 1, conserving water, conserving energy, reducing chemical damage, and providing the environment for living things.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jessica Lubeck. Thank you so much. Moving on. Our next contestant is contestant number 4, Jane Ashley Solera. Let's see your question number, Jane Ashley Solera. She has question number 4. Okay. Your question comes in 2 parts tonight, Jane. Part 1, please explain in your own words how global warming works. Part 2, giving us at least 2 examples of what may cause global warming.
Global warming is the raising of the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere. Because of our careless ways, our atmosphere is deteriorating more and more every day. So that is the same thing as the greenhouse effect. I believe that we should do our part to help the world, because without us, one day our children will never be able to see the beautiful things that we see today. And 2 things that do cause it are our cars, which is why we should use more fuel-efficient cars, such as hybrids, and hairspray. I know girls like to use hairspray, but we should help conserve the earth by using less of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jane Ashley Solera. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next question will go to contestant number 5, Natasha Martinez. Let's see what question. Question number 7. Okay. All right, Natasha, your question is actually relatively similar with one small difference. Part 1, please explain in your own words, how does global warming work? And then part 2, please give us at least 2 solutions that you can think of that might help the situation.
Well, global warming is really just a simple cycle that has turned into something very complicated and very hard for us to fix. Basically, what happens is that when the sun's rays hit the earth, a small percentage of those rays go back up into space, and the rest of the rays stay on the earth to warm up our planet. The problem is that the pollution in the air and all of the carbon dioxide that's up there is preventing those remaining rays to go back up into space, and that causes heat to accumulate in our atmosphere each and every day. 2 solutions that I can think of is probably just to conserve as much energy as we can, like taking less time in the shower, and not taking like an hour like many of us like to. Planting more trees, and try and help the government to stop cutting down trees, because that helps a lot. So it's not that hard to do, and I would like to invite all of you guys to help us in saving our planet. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Natasha Martinez.